So then after that, I got transferred to Mar del Plata, which I knew I was going to get transferred that time. So it was really hard on me because I was just crying the entire week before we even got the call. I was like, I know I'm being transferred this time and I just don't want to go. And I was so worried about my recent converts and it was really hard for me to go. But, I got the call, I got transferred, and I felt the Spirit and I knew that it was where I was supposed to go. So I went to Mar del Plata, and it's like a typical beach city. So it's on the coast. And it's a huge city. Like, I would probably compare it to San Diego. Obviously not as big and grand as San Diego because it's Argentina. And everything is still just made out of concrete because everything in that country is made out of concrete, and that's it. But so it was really weird to be in such a metropolitan city, however you say that. But it was so much fun, and the work there just was so amazing. Everyone was on fire in that city, and we had such great investigators, and I thought it was going to be really tempting serving next to the beach because I'm from California and I missed the beach so much. But I was actually really surprised that as much as I loved it, when I was close, I'd be like, oh, I can see the water, life is great again. I wasn't even tempted with anything, to go swimming or anything. But it was a really fun city to be in. But it was weird because the climate was so different from my other areas because all of Argentina is humid, but it was a different humidity, and it was the salty humidity. And so it was weird trying to figure out how to change a little bit to be in that city itself. But our area in that city was probably one of my biggest areas, and it wasn't a big square. It was kind of a long rectangle. And so we would have an appointment that would be probably 20 or 30 blocks north, and we'd have 5 minutes to get to that appointment, and we were like, how are we going to do this? So I learned the bus routes really well in that area because we would just take the bus as much as we could afford to do that. But the thing that was really hard in that area was our investigators were eternal investigators. They had such strong testimonies, but they had been investigating the church for years. And with half of them, their family members were members. They just never felt the need to actually be baptized. And so it was really hard to teach them because we loved them so much and they knew all the doctrine. They might not have had testimonies of everything, but majority of things they knew was true and everything. They just hadn't either been able to get baptized or just didn't feel the desire yet. And so that was probably the hardest thing for me, was getting to know these investigators that have been through probably 10 sets of missionaries and still hadn't been baptized. But it was really amazing because with one of the investigators, he had had a tragedy in his family, and because of that, we were able to teach the doctrine of eternal families and why it's so important to be sealed in the temple and everything, and that's when it just clicked for him. And so he was like, all right, I'm ready. And so we were able to baptize him, and he had already been to church for years, and so we didn't even have to wait for him to go to church 3 times. We set a baptism date for that Saturday, and so he was able to be baptized, and his family was so excited. And it was so awesome to see how excited he was after he got baptized, and he was just on fire in the gospel. He went to all of his meetings, and when he received the priesthood, he was so excited. And then at stake conference, everyone sustained him as an elder, and it was just so amazing to see the change in him and how excited he got with everything. But yeah, with the city itself of Mar del Plata, it's a more city-like place, and with the beach and everything, it's really hard. So we'd always want to go to the beach on P days and just go relax in the sand, and we really could only do that in the mornings because we didn't really have time the rest of the day, and there was only certain things we could do at the beach, and so it was really hard, and you had to go super early in the morning before people got there. So I never actually went to the beach. That was really hard for me, but it was still really great. And then there was also a downtown area in that city as well, so if we ever needed to do clothes or shoe shopping or anything, we could go in there. But that area was also a little weird because when we did our grocery shopping every Monday, they don't use plastic bags in that city. They're basically outlawed. And so we had to buy reusable bags. And if we forgot them, we were carrying our groceries just in our hands because they couldn't give us plastic bags. And so that was a really random problem that popped up for me because I wasn't used to it. And my companion forgot to tell me. So that was a weird first Monday when I was there. But yeah, that area was awesome, and the members there are just so excited to teach. And we had, like, between us and the elders when we were there, we had so much success. And everyone, because we were having success and having baptisms, that just got the members even more excited. And, like, the member missionary work just flourished in that area when I left. I don't know whatever happened to it, but it was really great, that area.